Hello friends, I made this far. My name is Lauren and today is my sick day. I am just after the holidays, feeling a little sniffly, a sore throat. I'm not getting a lot of work done today because of that, so let me share with you the things that I used that I have ready to go for the 2023 year in case you're curious on how a witch fucking plans. So, these are my recommendations, just exactly what I've been using for the last 4 years, and of course, want to share that knowledge because a lot of this stuff that I use is actually small business owned, queer owned, indigenous owned. Like, there's a lot of like good magic here. So if you need a recommendation for some witching planning supplies, a bitch has you covered. So I have 3 things that I use without fail each fucking year. And you might be thinking to yourself, Lauren, how much planning do you fucking need? Well, bitches, I'm about to get a 4th one, I think, because I have personal, I have work, and then I have just a wall calendar that I love using every year. And of course, as I'm getting back into teaching full time, and I think I'm going to stay there for a while, I think I might get a 4th planner just for that. But this is what I've been using for the past 4 years. I didn't really use a planner as a teacher in the past because my life was so filled with chaos. I was just crying all the time. But now that I'm not crying all the time, maybe I'll organize a little better. Let's start with my personal journal, my personal planner of sorts. That is the Cycles Planner. So if you've never heard of Cycles Journal, let me be the first to tell you, this is a tool that I support every year, not only because it's made by a friend of mine, but I also put a ritual in this journal for the past several years. And actually, I'll do a deep dive on my ritual that is in the Cycles Journal once I'm feeling better, because my brain is at a capacity that makes it not as good. So let's take a look. It's a big book. It's pretty thick. I actually really like the binding on this. It has 3 different little things in here to help you keep organized. You can buy this little thing extra. It's like maybe $3 on the website of Cycles Journal. 10 out of 10 recommend this journal because it is all about cyclical tracking. So when I was going through my big, heavy depression episode, this was actually really important to help me keep track of my moods and all of that. So let me explain. I use this not just for tracking my period, but just how I'm feeling. So this is one part of the journal where you can track, and it shows you the moon, where the moon is at, and you can put in how you are feeling for different things. So on the side here, it has things like meditation. Did you do that? So you can check off whether you did meditation, vitamins and meds. Always fill those in, baby, because they're important, which is a great way to keep track of, are you taking your medication and your vitamins? I do both, and I love being able to keep track of that. Confidence level, energy level, number of bowels, very important. And also just regular cycles tracking. So it says like asking bloating, cramps, sore, tender, headache. All of these things are actually really great for us baddies that really need it. And of course there's a tracking key in case you want to use that, but of course you can make it up as you go. And then of course there is places to track everything else. So for example, there's physical state, flow, and fluids. So you can say like what's happening there. And there's a section for emotional mental state and self-care and sleep and dreams. So this is a great way to just keep track of that. There's also on each day, breathe and drop in, monthly tracking, gratitude practice, celebrate yourself. Like, just click all the things, you know? And of course, like I said, I have rituals in this, but there's also just information in general for you to use. So this is seasonal cycle attunement according to Chinese medicine. So a great resource for just taking care of your body. In each month, there is a plan and prepare checklist, along with some other good stuff. So for example, this is Moon Intention to Self. It's something that you can read, and this is written by this person. It gives you the information. You can scan this to follow that person. And same with the Chinese medicine section that I just shared. Queering the spiral, working with trans, non-binary, and other gender non-conforming menstruations. So this is very inclusive. This is super inclusive language because it's all about like bleeding people, and for some of y'all that might not resonate. It does for me. I identify as she, her, but I love seeing inclusive language. It makes me happy. So you see the person's name, their pronouns, where to follow them, their website, and of course there's that little scanner again. But this is such great stuff. This is amazing stuff in here. So it's a lot about, it really helps you, aligning with the cycles of nature. And my friend illustrates these. So this is my friend Rachel's illustration. She they. Aligning with the cycles of nature through the wisdom of Ayurveda. I'm bad at saying that word. And again, it's just really packed with information. So it allows you to have the space to kind of put your own stuff, as well as like just learn things you might want to do, like know, or like this one has to do with hormones, and these are professional people, so you can find out who you are learning this from. You can follow them, support them, and yeah, we just love to see it. And in general, there's a lot of good sex education here, so you can see where everything is. This is the vulva, hint, the vagina's inside, self-exam, like different things about our health that is super important. And there's a lot of guided information to kind of help you on how to work with these cycles within and outside your body. So there's a lot going on here, but it does explain in very good detail about what you're going to be looking for or what you want to be working with, including astrology. You know, a bitch is into astrology, so everything is marked out here. The moon, the astrology. So for example, new moon in Capricorn, there is a section here. So I did a little ritual on that Friday. And I pulled a card. This is a book I cannot recommend enough. If you only need one journal, and you want to do like more work tracking, this might not be ideal, but I do think in general, if you're trying to take care of your mental health and well-being, your physical being, this is great. If you're trying to get pregnant, this will be great to kind of understand your cycles. If you are trying to not get pregnant, this is a great tool for you as well. So it will give you all sorts of information along with like when you are most fertile, things like that. So you can bring awareness if you have those concerns or it's something you're working to achieve. So this is like my number one recommendation, not only because it's really the first of its kind. I have since seen a lot of copycats, but my friend was the first one to do it. And I'm such a catty bitch. But I love supporting them. This is their mission. Their mission is good. And support the OG. Support the OG. So that's this year's Cycles journal. What is my other journal? So this is my journal for like work, business, things like that, helping me organize outside of that. And that is the Mini Moons Planner. So you'll kind of understand I am looking for planners that are helping me with, I don't know, the fucking moon. This is an amazing self-published book as well. So this is, what is her name? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. I will link all of these down below just to make it clear. But this, just look for Mini Moons Lunar Planner, and this is what it looks like. Each year it looks a little different on the cover. So this is what this year's looks like. Right? But still same idea. I think I like this one more though, because I'm a sucker for black. But yeah, this is a great, beautifully, like, Sarah Gauthier, I think is her name. So this book is kind of similar in that it works with the moon. It also gives you some astrology to tap into. And there are rituals in here as well. So there's a tarot and lunar overview for the year that gives you a bunch of good information. I still need to do this. I will do this closer to the new year. Tarot spreads, information. This has always been really good for writing down intentions, goals for the year. And of course, there's goals in the Cycles Planner as well. There's just a little bit more space, and it's a little bit just different orientation. So lots of goals for 2023. I have lots of goals for 2023. A little bit about it. And of course, there's different people who have brought their knowledge in here as well. So it's kind of similar to Cycles Journal in that people have gifted their knowledge. This is one thing that I really like about this journal. It lays out the month ahead and tells you where the moon is going to be at, which is, of course, my at a glance sort of thing. And then astrological transits are right here. I find that incredibly important. I want to know those things. So goals for January. And of course, there is a January monthly overview that also has a tarot spread in it. So this is what the actual layout of the book looks like. It tells you where the moon is at day by day. It gives you these cute little notes. And also will tell you, like, January 3rd to 4th, there's a meteor shower going on. And that's in the margins here, up here. And then a cute little blurb throughout the week to give you a little, like, you know, a little pep talk. This one says, start off this waxing moon first week of the year with an effective future planning spell. Randomly flip to at least 3 different pages in this planner, and each one write down a plan that coincides with one of your 2023 goals as if it were already in motion. For example, new friend date at the park, gallery opening for my art, new awesome job starts today, dream and make it big. That's cute. I love that. That shit's so fucking good. And then, of course, this is the art that is in it, and this is a ritual for the full moon. So this is actually by Sarah Faith Gauthier. Again, this is the person who wrote it and puts this together. But she doesn't necessarily do all of these bits, the like big rituals. So, for example, this new moon in Aquarius, A Loner for All, is by someone called Pam Grossman. And so there's a bunch of information there. There is like something you can read on the day of, all of that good stuff. This is just a great planner. This is a great planner for your everyday sort of needs. This is at the end of each month. There is like reflections of the month. Reflections of your tarot card pulls, favorite memory, message, or synchronicity of the month, intentions and promises I kept, necessary changes to make, what I'm looking forward to. So that is at the end of each month, and that is really good. So like I said, this is more of like my goals, my planning for my business, my planning for like, okay, this is my to-do list. Whereas this journal, this planner is more for like, am I okay? Am I just regular okay? This is like, boss babe, are you okay? So those are the two things that I need the most. I need them every year, but there is one last one that is also just as necessary because I need something on my wall so that I can just look over and it's laid out for me, and that is Wee Moon. So I used to get the Wee Moon Spiral Edition every year, and not that it's a bad planner, it's just kind of overwhelming because there's just so much information in it, especially when I already have like this and this. My brain tends to be less overwhelmed by these two because they have a very set palette, like color palette vibe. And the layout is just easier on my brain, if I'm being honest. But Wee Moon is also a femme-owned business, and uses small artist work, promotes that work. I have 2 friends of mine who have actually been in Wee Moon, so I like to support them. But their wall calendar is great, and I'll explain why once I open it. So one of the things that I've expressed is that I need to see where the moon is at constantly. Like, that's something for me as a witch is really important. If that's not necessarily something you're working with, that's fine. But if you are, these are 3 journals or 3 tools I highly recommend. So for example, this is August, and this shows everything at a glance. You can see where the moon is at. It'll also tell you, and this is what I really love about it, different days like Long's new moon in Leo. There's like no transits this year. Yes. Pluto retrograde stations when the sun moves into Virgo in August. So seeing that kind of really helps me. Also, this is beautiful. But that really helps me kind of plan things. The full moon in Pisces is right after Uranus hits retrograde. And like that for me, important information, right? So that this kind of helps me plan out in a different way because my brain just needs multiple ways of doing it. And yes, there is some information at the bottom. Off we fly, souls regenerated, onward to the next great arc of the sky, the next beautiful unfurling. Our eyes are flecked with nova and sands star stuff. We are made for this journey. Excerpt from Marna Scooter, 2020. So there's some interesting little things, but I just love this because it gives me, okay, there's the new moon, there's the full moon, and the sun enters Scorpio here. I can plan around Pluto going direct right there. It's all very clear and very like straightforward, whereas I feel like the Spiral Bound book for me, a little bit of a mess. Just a little bit. Yay, January is my month. So I can like open this up and look at this and go, okay, Venus is going to enter Aquarius on Moon Day. And then a full moon on Cancer on Friday. Great. Now I know what I'm doing. So that's what I use for my planning of the year. Like I said, my recommendations, because I've been using these things for like the last 4, bless me. Oh my God, I took some elderberry and it's coming up. Your girl is sick, but she won't admit it, except she's dead. So those are the things that I recommend anyone use for your planning, whether you are a boss bitch trying to get work done, or you are just a sad bitch who wants to feel feelings and understand them, or if you're just an astrology bitch and you need something laid out and obvious about where all the things are. we got you covered. I got you covered. Like I said, next time I bring this bad boy out, I'm going to give a deep dive into my ritual that is in it, because the ritual that I put in this year's cycles journal is harnessing our creative cycles. So if that sounds interesting to you, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you can know more about it, or check out the links below, because you should definitely support these businesses. These are people that either I know are growing, they're already, you know, WeMoon is pretty well known at this point. You can see WeMoon in a lot of stores, but you might have not known this one, and you probably didn't know this one. So I hope this was helpful. Get organized, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.